What's up, Pleekers, and welcome to our very last video on The Leftovers.
I didn't think about that.
The Season 3 finale, The Book of Nora, Episode 8 of the season, was it? Yeah?
Yep.
So before we get into our thoughts, we did a poll on Twitter. We said, what did you think of the finale? And the choices were wonderful, wonderful, good, okay, I guess, and what with a question mark. What did you vote?
I voted for okay, I guess.
I voted for what with a question mark. I think I was like, there's probably 2 people that voted that. 54 people voted. Wonderful won with 59%.
Which surprised me.
Good was 15%. Okay, I guess was 13%, and what with a question mark was 13% also. So what were your thoughts on the finale?
Well, first of all, I didn't think it was bad necessarily.
I wouldn't say it was bad either.
Okay. It's not what I wanted, so that makes me not like it, even though
I feel like
I did like it.
I feel like this would have been a fine finale if there was like 2 more episodes before this. Like gave us maybe a few more answers. I feel like it was a little short.
And yet, it felt like it drug out a little bit.
Yeah, but only because it did that thing that a lot of shows do in the finale that doesn't work, where they go to they jump. They did tease us with it, but they jump to the future, and then they don't really give you answers, and then at the end they throw you some answers.
Yeah, I don't know. So last week,
You fucker.
I might have forgot to turn my mic on.
Last week we did a video, which last week was a really good episode. Last week was one of my favorites. And we did I think it was an 11-minute long video, and then at the end, I'm packing up the stuff, and he goes, oh, fuck. And I was like, what? And he goes, I didn't have my microphone on.
Yeah.
So we had to refilm it.
And then, so we talked, and it's not like we have a script, so we just talked about, other shit came up.
Yeah, other shit came up. But the first time we talked about it, I said I liked the idea that they kind of teased with Evie about how whatever happened to like the people that disappeared, to them, everybody else disappeared.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of what happened. But, I didn't get to put that out in the world because some dildo didn't put his microphone on.
Well, you'd think if it was that important, you could probably
I was
restate it.
I was just so flustered and annoyed you didn't have your mic on, and we talked about other things, and then I never thought about it again until she started explaining, and I was like, motherfucker, that's what I said.
Right, so so they zapped her little naked ass to Earth 2.
Yeah, she's hanging out with Jesse Quick in HR.
Right.
For you who don't know, that's a Flash joke.
Not a good one. So so stupid. So she's hanging out. She realizes that they're all happy without her. So she finds the guy that made the machine and goes back.
Yeah, she's like, Doc, I gotta go back.
Yeah. Oh my God, will you shut the fuck up? Fucking Back to the Future. Okay, so
I should watch that tonight.
here's my problem.
What?
Don't believe her.
That's the thing. I looked it up. Well, I missed like half of Silicon Valley because I was just reading shit on Leftovers.
Oh, really?
At the first beginning, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know why Ulrich was at that basketball game in the beginning.
Erlich.
Whatever. But I read Damon Lindelof said they did it on purpose so you can interpret it where
Well, I interpret it she's full of shit.
You don't believe her or you
I don't
believe her,
believe her.
and he's like, it's not important if Kevin believes her or if he doesn't believe her. It's important that they're going to be together for the rest of their life.
No, and that's what it was. It turned into a love story about them, which is just not what I wanted.
Which I was fine with because I liked them more together, even though they're funny. Even though I did say I agreed with Kevin, fuck her and her kids. Or
She
whatever
said
he
she agreed with him too.
Yeah, I did because she was annoying, and I think she knew that.
Yeah,
this
but
season.
I didn't believe her story.
I don't know. I see. I want to believe her only because I like that stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, fuck. I wish I could have saw Leftovers Earth 2.
Well, yeah, that's
Because I like time travel and I like going to other Earths and shit like that.
Yeah, just leave it to your imagination, though.
Yeah, unless they'll do a spin-off called The Departed. Because they were the leftovers, they're the Departed.
I get it. Yeah, it's not happening. So, but the reason I don't believe her is like because she kept saying how she doesn't lie, and she was like, so she's almost like making herself believe it. Yet she lied about not knowing Kevin. What else did she lie about that episode?
There's a couple things.
couple things she just like, yeah, which I totally remembered before we started talking, but now I don't remember.
And
them.
then also, like, I know Matt didn't say anything and he died, which is kind of weird. They did also the thing in the finale where it seems like it's been a while and, like, the characters died, but really they could have been on the show because they were just filming, you know?
Yeah.
But he also wouldn't tell. Like, if the machine didn't work and she's like, well, I just want to stay out here. I don't want to go back
Oh
to
no,
everybody.
yeah,
He's not going to tell anybody that it
No.
didn't work.
Well, and then I just found it ironic that she's like, okay, so she gets zapped to a different place, and then she gets zapped back. So she's like, yeah, I like it here. I'm gonna start doing pigeons here, and like just riding a bike like the Wicked Witch of the West or
Yeah,
East or whatever the fuck
I found it
is.
very at first when she started talking and Kevin didn't know. I was like, "Oh shit! Did she go to an alternate reality? Like this? Like none of the show ever happened with Kevin."
I was
I
was a little afraid of that because I thought you were gonna get a boner.
I was hoping that was the case. Then he's like, "Nah, I'm just lying," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh well, fuck you, show."
So, but it's still a good show. It's still, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
uh,
Well,
we, we are talking about it.
yeah, and I want to know like because they never bring it up again. So was Kevin like really dying, or was that just made up in his head and shit like that, or like? Because I'm assuming he was for how much time we spent on it. And, like, was that really the afterlife, or... That's the... like, I like David Lindelof's stuff, but he doesn't answer anything, which is quite annoying.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
because he has such cool ideas,
and then
and then I'm like, ooh, yeah, but what else? He's like, I don't know.
you almost have to just think that Kevin was crazy.
I was afraid they were going to do that. And like I said before in the show...
He was crazy in love with Nora.
Oh, shut the fuck up. If they would have said he was crazy, I would have hated the show. I still I like the show. It's my favorite HBO show. I just don't like the finale.
Do you think that night when they went to bed, like as she fell asleep, he like stuck a bag over his head?
He probably still doing that.
Yeah. How many years do you think it was? They both had a little age on them.
I don't know. I'm assuming at least like 10.
Yeah.
Because she said she was there, and it took her a while to get from Australia to New York, and then she had to go find the guy, and he built the machines. I'm assuming a couple of years passed between then.
That long when you just held up in New York, would you really go back to Australia? It's not like she was having fun in Australia.
That's a good point, actually. I didn't think about that.
I mean, I don't know. I like I didn't look up anything about the show because I was like, fuck this. I'd rather
Well,
watch
like,
stuff
she would have had to secretly met Kevin's wife that I always forget her name, which she wasn't dead, like I said.
Did you say that on the camera or did you
To
say
be honest, I don't remember.
Mhm.
It could have been off camera when you didn't turn your microphone on. But and she also has a new kid, which I found interesting. That was a hard word to put out.
Oh yeah, whose kid was that? I didn't even
I'm
realize.
assuming it was her and I forgot his name.
Do you know anybody's name?
Kevin, Nora, Sarah.
Sarah's not real.
I don't know. Matt, Michael.
It's because he's Doctor Who.
Like I wanted to see more of Michael and his dad though.
I kind of wanted Michael to play a bigger part at the end because
Yeah.
he seemed to be smarter than everybody else, but
And
he's
that's
just running the
that
church.
scene where the guy was coming out of the nun's barn or whatever. Did you think that was gonna be Kevin's dad? Because they mentioned him that he was still alive.
No, it didn't even occur.
When the first time I was like, oh shit, he's a biker now and he's banging nuns? And then it wasn't him. I was a little disappointed.
Because that would have been crazy.
Yeah, but that, like, I don't know. The whole episode, it was very interesting because it was so weird. And like I said when we watched it, this is the only show that builds up a story as, oh my god, is he Jesus? And all kinds of shit the entire season. And the finale's nothing about it.
Yeah.
The finale was about season 1, basically.
Someone replied to your
My
tweet-
poll?
Yeah, that put this was the most normal episode.
Oh, yeah, this was the most normal episode since season 1, I think. Yeah, this was one of the most normal episodes. And then I saw someone, I guess it wasn't on there, say this was the most normal episode since the pilot.
Was the pilot normal?
I don't know.
It's been like 3 years.
I do want to rewatch it, but not anytime soon. Like
No.
Eventually, I'll watch the entire
Like, oh, I
series.
wonder what happened to all these people.
Because someone commented on our video, I think it was the past one we did, saying that like, oh, you guys have to rewatch the series because you pick up on so much more things, stuff like that.
Yeah, but you do that with every series. I mean, how many fucking series can I watch?
I watch a lot. I'm watching like 6 right now.
Yeah, fuck
Orphan Black, American Gods, which I wish we would have started American Gods and done videos on it, because that show is so fucking weird that it'd be cool. Do
It
stuff
looked,
like that.
it looked interesting when you were watching it, but
It's so fucking bloody too. Like
Yeah.
literally, someone kicked someone's body and the foot went through the entire person's body and blood squirting everywhere.
oh really?
It's really cool.
That's on Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had to rate this finale, what would you rate it out of? how many Jesuses would you give it out of 5?
I mean, Jesus or Kevin?
Same thing. In my mind, he's still Jesus. And there's just dogs running around. I like that. What's funny is, so I mentioned it a lot in these videos. I was like, oh, the Departed are dogs, joking around. And a lot of people took me seriously on that. But it was all because we were at the gym one night, and someone commented. It was like the first Leftovers video we did. Someone commented about this whole theory about how all the Departed are dogs. And I found that so funny that we mentioned it on the next episode.
Right.
And then people got annoyed with it, so I just kept mentioning it. I just found that funny that people actually thought that I thought the Departed were dogs.
I think you were secretly hoping.
Well, 'cause that's so fucking crazy and stupid that it would be weird if they did that.
I really thought Nora was going to kill that goat.
What's funny, I forgot about that goat killing
I don't know
stuff.
how the fuck you forgot about the goat. They killed it, like, all the time.
Well, once you guys talked about it, I was like, wait, wasn't that preacher? And then you guys like, no, he killed it in the church, and the black lady stopped it. And I was like, oh, yeah. I started to remember it then.
What was your question?
How many Jesus out of 5 would you give the finale? Actually, how many Jesus out of 5 would you give the entire season, the last season?
The season, 4.
4, and then just the finale?
3.
I'd give the entire season.
Are you
4.
going to pop up like little Buddy Christ right there?
Oh, I should. 4, 4.5 out of 5. And then
For the whole season?
yeah, and then the last episode, I think I'd give it 2.5 Jesuses out of 5.
Do that math.
What do you mean?
Like, if you think the last one's that bad, 2.5, how do you make the rest of it so good?
Well, because the other episodes, I loved every episode of this season and previous seasons. Every episode at the end, I was like, "Oh, it's awesome! I can't wait to watch more." At the end of this one, I was like, "Oh, fuck."
See, the only thing, I was very afraid of this episode. Now, a lot of people loved it.
Yeah, I feel like we're in the minority for hating it.
Yeah, people are gonna hate us.
Probably.
Whatever. I don't care.
But like I said, I love the entire series. I love this season. I didn't hate the finale. I was just I was disappointed in it because it's not what I was expecting. But
I don't think
it's
I
not they're
ever
making the show just for
expected
me.
it to get as far as it did.
Yeah, I didn't. Watching season 1 and
I
then
was
where
like,
this season
no
takes
one
place.
else is gonna ever watch this, is what I was thinking. Season 1, but I wanted to keep watching it to see what happened. And then season 2 took so long to come out. I was like, whatever. Then you made
And
me
then 2
watch
years later, season 3's coming out. I'm like, hey, watch season 2.
Yeah, we can talk about it. And I was like, whatever. So, but then I did, and I liked it. I liked season 3, but I was still afraid it was never going to get to the point where it showed us everything because there just wasn't enough time, and it really didn't.
At least we may have gotten an answer for The Departed.
Sort of, but we still don't know why they left.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. Yeah, we don't know why all of a sudden another Earth opened up and sucked them in or whatever.
Yeah. Was Zoom over there or something?
No, Barry's fucking up the timeline.
All right.
More Flash jokes.
When we start talking about Flash, I think it's time to end it.
That was the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, comment down your thoughts below. What did you think of the finale? And also, what do you think about the entire series? And since this is the end of Leftovers, maybe comment down some shows that you would like to see us talk about. We are going to do Game of Thrones when it starts.
Which will be interesting because you don't know people's name in Leftovers.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is going to be real interesting to talk about. But what's really annoying is they just announced Game of Thrones, the final season, is not coming out to 2019.
Yeah, that's annoying.
So that means we'll watch Game of Thrones this year, nothing next year.
And then it's only like 6 episodes.
And then like 6 episodes and it's done. And then they're going to do like 700 spinoffs in a movie probably.
Yeah.
But yeah. So comment down any other show.
Preacher.
Yeah, well, we will do Preacher. That'll be fun. And we're going to do a video of the finale of Better Call Saul since we did the first episode. How many weeks is that? 2, 3?
It's 3
There's
weeks
not
away.
many episodes. Yeah,
There's 3 left.
Yeah, so we'll do a video on the final episode. Unless it's like a 2-part, then maybe we'll do the final 2, depending. But yeah, so comment down anything you want to comment.
That's good advice. Comment, what the fuck? No.
Comment down Nick's prick and doesn't know how to turn on a microphone.
It's on.
Yeah, as far as...
Shit, it's not on.
Oh my god, I would kill you. Alright, bye, Pleekers.